What's up guys, hope you're all having an awesome day. Today we're going to be working on the 1MZFE engine that we pulled from the Camry a couple of videos ago. There it is, it's just chilling here. And have a look at this. This is my view of the garage right now. This is what I'm walking out to, just engine cream, just stuff everywhere. So before we do any of that, first thing we're going to do is clean the MR2 and the Chaser if I have time. But MR2, really dirty again. Black cars, man. So hard to keep clean. Yeah. Oh. Whole bunch of stuff in here. Can't wait to start moving on with this thing and getting it all apart. We got some different chocolate this time, so the haters don't hate. Aldi Chocolate Dark Hazelnut. Not bad. Sorry, I'm like stuffing my mouth, but the products that we're going to use, Brighton's own. This stuff is awesome stuff. Brighton's, if you ever want to reach out to me, talk about anything, let me know. But I've been using Brighton's on both my cars and it's absolutely awesome. The results that you get, the hydrophobic coating that you get from using it. Sorry, got a full mouth, but it's awesome. We're going to wash the cars and then we're going to start working on the engine. The best part about Brighton's is this snow stuff, man. Have a look, I'm going to do it with one hand. Damn. God damn, this thing is clean now. Holy mogoly. That's insane. I want to show you guys the hydrophobic properties of this Brighton's own stuff. It's absolutely insane. Like, I didn't even dry my car mostly with the cloth. I dried it with the water, which sounds insane and stupid, but I've got the hose right here. I'm just going to go over the fender. Watch this. It's dry. It's literally dry. My God, I got splatters all over, but wowzee, wowee. Let's have a look at that. I'm so happy with this MR2. Been through a lot together. Look at that. Oh, polarizer, baby. It's weird to say these things about a car, but I've done so much to this thing. So many modifications, so many trips, so many memories have been created in this car. And every time I wash it and take care of it, it just makes me appreciate how far we've come with this car, you know, doing the engine swap, coilovers, wheels. Man, I'm so happy that I have this thing. In love, guys. Oh my God. Oofed. That's pretty good. Okay as well. All right, so it's been about half an hour. Have a look at this. It's now night time. So we're gonna start working on the MR2 engine or the Camry engine. And instead of like sort of skipping through everything like I usually do and, you know, cut parts out of, you know, the boring bits. So what I'm gonna do in today's video is sort of try to explain everything that I do with this engine and exactly why I'm doing it, so you guys get a better insight and maybe in turn learn something from all this. We've already sort of started, so it's not really going to entirely help everyone out there. I'm going to show as much as I possibly can, just in case someone out there needs to know something. So let's quickly walk around this thing. This is a 1MZFE V6. It's a 3-liter V6. Look at that V. Yeah, look at that V. The first thing we're going to do is start trying to remove the timing belt. I don't think I'll be able to do this today because I think I need someone's help to pressure on so this bolt doesn't spin. The cicadas have finally come out in Australia and I can hear them. So if you can hear the cicadas in the background. But first thing we're going to do is remove the alternator and AC compressor, because when we get to the timing belt, and it's just going to be easier with that all out of the way, and we'll also be able to clean behind it. Not 100% necessary, but we're going to do it anyway just to make things look a little bit nicer for Lachlan. Alright, so we don't need this accessory belt, so... Oh, yeet. So we're going to start from the top because the AC compressor is at the bottom. It's logical to start removing things from up here so we have room to get stuff down here. So we're going to look around here and see what bolts we exactly need to move. I can see right here there's a bolt down in there that's already been removed that holds the alternator, it looks like. And then we can see down here as well, there's a couple of adjustment stuff for the alternator to be adjusted so you can tighten the belt and tension it. So it looks like we just need to remove a bolt here, 12mm and a 10mm. It's also entirely possible to do this without a gun. That's going to save you a lot of headache. You can definitely not use power tools, but I've got one, so I'm going to use it. It's like just 112. Looks like there's a couple bolts here, a couple bolts there, holding this bracket on for the alternator. Hopefully you can see this, but the AC compressor, it looks like, is held on by 4 12mm bolts. Oh wow, looks like we need a deep socket. There's your AC. This part's sort of the annoying part. We need to get access to the timing belt, and in order to do that, we need to remove this big harmonic balancer because every single cover is behind the harmonic balancer. As you can see, there's one here. The engine mount looks like, oh, we could probably remove that just up here actually. Either way, we're gonna have to remove this harmonic balancer, so I'm gonna show you a trick that I use to do this, and hopefully we can do this with one person. We'll see what happens. So the first thing you wanna do is get 2 bolts from the back of the flywheel, or flex plate in this case because it's an automatic transmission, and you wanna stick them back in the crank. Now it's important to do this because what you need to know about an engine is that it rotates, and the reason it rotates is because it needs to move a car, right? So when you push on this is not making any sense. But when you turn this harmonic balancer, what's gonna happen is the engine is gonna rotate, and what would usually happen is if your car is in park, it would lock and it would stop the engine from rotating, but because there's no gearbox attached, there's nothing to stop the engine from rotating and spinning freely. So what we need to do, get those 2 bolts in there, and we need to wedge something in there so that it gets trapped against the engine crane hoist thingo-majiggo, so that we can crack this nut. This nut is torqued down to an insane amount, so you need to use a lot of force on it, and then you got to use a puller on that, but we'll get to that when we crack this nut, so I'll see if I can figure it out. All right, we'll see how this goes, but what I've done is I've put a crowbar, wedged it sort of in between these bolts right here, and it looks like it might work. So you sort of got to be creative with this, but when I put pressure on this, oh, the whole thing moves. Oh, that's a lot of force. Let's see how this goes. All right, so we don't want to be pulling up, we want to be pushing down, putting our weight on it. I don't know if I can do this for myself. We've got the breaker bar here too, the cheater bar. Oh my, oh my, oh god. Oh, wasn't even that bad. These bolts are seriously huge. It looks like the timing belt would have been done recently because this bolt should have been that easy to take off, but damn. That's enormous. So we have the puller on, we've got 2 bolts inside the harmonic balancer. So as I tighten this, it's gonna move this thread towards the harmonic balancer, and because it's stuck in place right here, it's gonna slowly pull the balancer off. I'll show you what I mean, but I'm just gonna chuck a gun on this. Yep, it's coming off. That was easy. There's your harmonic balancer off. We now have access to all the covers, the lower timing belt cover, and the engine mount, so we're just gonna zap everything off, a couple of 12 mils and 10 mils. Next thing we're gonna do is align the engine to top dead center. We probably should have done that when the harmonic balancer was on there, but it's okay. We're gonna get that harmonic balancer bolt back on there and rotate the engine until we get this mark right here to line up with that mark up there, and this mark right here to line up with the mark right there. You don't need to do this, but I'm gonna do this so I can mark the timing belt so I know exactly where to put the new timing belt on, because we had an issue where the timing belt that we put on the other engine had the wrong marks on there from factory, which was weird. So it's just a good habit. So you can see now that we've got 1 mark over here, got 1 mark over there, all lined up with the top mark. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna mark exactly where that is on the timing belt, so we can put the next timing belt on pretty easily. Whoa, who put that there? Whoa. Subscribe, boys. Next thing we're gonna do to release tension off the timing belt is remove the timing belt tensioner. It's 2 12mm bolts. Usually they look the same on every engine, but it's this weird looking hydraulic shaped thingo. It also looks like something else, but let's keep it PG. There we go, release the tension, baby. And the timing belt should just slide off now. It should. There you go. Now, next thing we're gonna do is remove the cam gears. Now, these can be a little bit tricky sometimes. If you don't have a gun, then you're gonna have to use like a proper puller or something, but I'm gonna try use the gun on here and see if I can just zap them off. If I can't do that, then we're gonna have to wait till Lachlan gets here. But the reason why we wanna take these gears off is so that we can take this plate off and then replace the seals behind there, because although it's not leaking anything, it's just good practice to, you know, replace seals while you're here. While the engine is in the car, it's gonna be really hard to get to, so. Oh, God, yuck. Damn, even these seals are genuine. You can see as well the coolant's sort of like leaked all the way down there. I'm not sure if that's because of, you know, people bleeding it and it's sort of dripping down here and coming through, but it shouldn't be all around here. What that can do is that can make the knock sensors fail, and then you'll have all sorts of engine problems, and you have to do this while the engine is in the car, and that's just going to be such a pain in the ass. We're also able to see the valve stems as well, so we can check if the seals are leaking, but we've already confirmed that they are on the exhaust side, so we're going to do the valve stem seals anyway. All right, so it's now the next day. We're working on the 1MZ again, and the first thing we're going to do today is try to remove the valve stem seals and replace them all with the ones that we got chilling over there. Now, we've never actually done this before, so what we're going to do is do one side, so one head, and then I'll get back to you and explain exactly what I did, or I don't know, we're both learning here, so I don't know how this is going to go. We have like a special tool for it, but I'll show you exactly how to do it if we can manage to do it on one of the sides first. Exactly.
Mumbling.
Oh my goodness. So let's explain what happened. We've been mucking around in this for the past couple hours now, and we managed to get the valve stem seals off. We've removed the buckets, the cams, and everything. Everything came out pretty easily. The only difficult thing was installing the new valve stem seals. So these are the old ones here. You've got the springs, you got the, what do you call these? The keepers as well. They come off really easily with our tool that we used. It's sort of like a magnetic tool that you just like hammer down. Pretty easy to use. The only issue that we've really faced is, man,
He's breaking the new ones.
yes. We managed to get the intake side seals in pretty easily. There wasn't really much of an issue there. They just sort of like slipped on. You can see that right there. There's a seal down there, and there's not. Oh no, there is one on there as well. But the ones that we couldn't really get the exhaust valve stem seals on properly. They just weren't going on, no matter how much force we used. We even got a 10mm deep socket, put it on there and hammered it down, and we completely destroyed one of the seals. So this is just, they're just cheap seals from like a VRS kit. So it's not really too big of an issue, but it just is it's gonna prolong this job, and we're gonna have to wait for more parts. So we're gonna end today's video here with the unfortunate ending, but there's nothing really else we can do until we get those seals. Yeah, Lachlan's got a nice clean white shirt too. Look at that. Just want to remind you guys that you can head over to benkispec.com and you can cop some sick merch. It really helps support the build and the channel. And I really appreciate everyone that's ordered so far. Clothes that we have on here are pretty nice. I'm gonna try not to touch them too much because my hands are dirty as, but we got the Benki Spec hoodie in peach. Really good material, embroidered badges as well. Look at that embroidered logo with the should Japanese characters there. Got the white t-shirt, black t-shirt. Again, with some awesome embroidered logo. Look at that, it's even got the top bit up there with the sizing on there. Benki, green, black. Go check out the website. I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out.